Hi guys, it's Alexi coming at you with this week's installment of Retro Gaming Goodness. It's always nice to jump from one genre to another, especially when there's such an extensive library of retro games to choose from. This time, we'll be taking a look at 3 different games, all of which have their own little charms, especially when it comes to an overall fun factor. From fun arcade games to sweet platformers to fighting game classics, best believe we got you covered this week, so stick around. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll always be up to date with the latest retro news. Click that bell icon so you'll know exactly when our news goes live. Let's go! Good news for any ZX Spectrum players because it looks like Psychic Parrot just released a potential arcade classic called Jak Dragon. It's a game where you have to collect gems, dodge some bad guys, and go through a few action-packed levels as a cool ice dragon. Taking inspiration from the classic game Bomb Jack, you see a variety of the old school mechanics, only this time you use ice instead of explosives. Aside from the nice nostalgia trip, this version comes in 3 difficulties, all of which aim to give players a nice challenge. Those gem pieces won't collect themselves, and they won't be collected that easily. So if you want to stay cool and be a bit of a badass at the same time, then Jak Dragon just might be the perfect way to chill. It's been a while since we got a nice Metroidvania, but this time we're coming through for the C64 brought to us by KnifeGrinder. Bone Dry is an upcoming side-scrolling adventure featuring some Metroidvania action with some RPG elements. Inspired by Sega Genesis classics like Monster World 3 and 4, we're looking at a game that might just tickle your fancy. According to KnifeGrinder, Bone Dry is a combination of 16-bit era platformers and contemporary indie gaming, which we all know is a recipe for something cool. As of now, the game is being prototyped on PC with a working engine, so things are going pretty smoothly overall. While it may take some time for the finished game to drop, KnifeGrinder is totally psyched to be working on the game. You can best believe that anyone who's a fan of the genre shares the same level of excitement he has, and we can't wait for Bone Dry to make its grand entrance. Updates to classics are always great, especially if it's an arcade fighting game for the Amiga. Data East's Karate Champ was the pioneer in making the one-on-one fighting game genre the popular hit that it's become today. Being one of the most influential games of all time, it's only natural that it would get a modern retouch. That being said, JOTD just dropped another work-in-progress update for Karate Champ Versus, an Amiga version of the classic arcade game that involves kicking people in the face. Nice. Now, since we're looking at it, more or less an update to the original, we can expect all the classical gameplay, but better. The original game had players performing a variety of moves on dual joystick controls, and each match using a best-of-3 win format, just like fighting games of today. Now, even though you could always go solo and fight your way to the top, multiplayer was always the appeal of every fighting game. It was always about the challenge, the competition, and showing your friends who is the best. I mean, who doesn't like a little PvP, right? Overall, once this update for Karate Champ drops, you can guarantee that a few more bodies will be dropping too. On the TV screen, of course. Well, there you have it. Another week of sweet retro gaming goodness. If you have suggestions for any news to cover, or if we missed anything, you know the drill. Let us know down below. As always, don't forget to like the video so YouTube's algorithm shows us some love. Again, I'm Alexi, and I'll catch you all again next time.